Okay, guys, today we'll be talking about designing a database for the TODOs system, TODOs list system. So, as I've already said, our focus is on the TODOs list system, and we'll be designing a database for this. So, first of all, let's discuss what our system will be doing, the capabilities. So, we want in our system to be able to add in some tasks which are the to do, and on the task we should have like the due time for that. So let's add the due time for the task. We should be able to track the completion status of the task. So I should also have the completion status of the task. And the other thing, we want to be able to filter the tasks according to a certain category. So you can just have something like a label or a category where will be saying that this task belongs to this label. So just like that. So to do this in MySQL, we have first of all to create the database. So we use the command create database and then specify the database name. Here we just call it tutorial. So I like to name my database name with singular word, and the tables will follow with plural names. So upon creating the database, I can now go ahead and create the table. So create table, use that command and that query, and then specify the table name. So here you just go ahead and type the database name followed by the table name. So I want the table to be called TODOs. Then it's time for us to specify the columns for this table. So the first one, I would like to specify the primary key. So let's just add an int. Should be auto incremented, auto increment. So auto increment. This one, as I've already said, should be our primary key. Okay, let's go ahead and add the next. So the next words, the next column should be about the tasks, somewhere to keep our task. So task, let's give this one a value of a type of varchar and give it a maximum number of characters in a varchar, which is 255. Let's say this one should not be null, so that every time we are adding a task, this column should be specified. The other things to do with the due time. So there is a type date time in MySQL. We'll use that, and let's say this one should not be now as well. So just use not now at the end. For the completion status, I want to be able to enter a percentage number, for example 0% to 100%. So in this case, we can use a floating point number. So we can just use this type of float and specify that you have a maximum of 3 digits and 2 floating point numbers. And let's default this one to default this to 0.0, so that when it's being created, no work has yet been done. Finally, we can add the label. Let's call this one a varchar, which is the small string varchar, and let's just shorten this. We should accept only 25 characters for the label, and that's it for the create table. So with that in mind, you can close this with a semicolon, save it in a .sql file, and now I can right click in my workbench, in my VS Code, find this command run MySQL query. So when I run this, I got the message that um, MySQL query finished, executing another query and finished as well. So it means our table has been created. If I refresh this connection, the localhost, refresh this, I can see that the database tutorial has been set and the to-dos table is already here. So I can close the result set and let me collapse this so that I have some space. Here we just comment out this so that I perform a few operations on the table. The first one, let's insert data into this table. So insert into this table known as todos, and what I'm inserting here, we want to add the task and the due time and the label. Okay, so with that in mind, let's add the actual values. So our task, the first task what should be our first task? I think sweeping the kitchen, sweeping the kitchen, sweeping around the kitchen, kitchen, and the due time for this should be on the CF 2023, and maybe first month on the 30th and by 06 a.m. So just like this, and this one can be, let's label it as household so that at a later point we are able to track what we are doing. So let's put a semicolon there and run this. So when we run this, it says it has finished running the query. Okay, I can also add other tasks. Maybe what can be the other tasks? Making the bed, making the bed, and maybe this other value is a host. So I can just also run, save and run. I get that it has finished running. Finally, let me select and see what we have in our table. So we'll use the select query. So select star from our table, which is tutorial.todos. Let's save and run this, and you see what we have. So you see that we have this. Okay, so basically that is it. What we have, what we basically this is what we have done. We have designed a database for to-dos system. This one can serve as a basic database for you to do on how you can do it in MySQL. Thank you for watching, guys, and watch out for my next tutorial. Thank you.